Peace, family. First of all, I want to thank everybody for the response I got from my last video when I talked about socialism or capitalism. But based on the comments, I've determined that a lot of people, too many people, have no clue what a system of government is, how it come about, and how it's designed to benefit the people. And we're going to have a discussion about that. And I also want to clear up this narrative about living in a socialist society and a capitalist society. And can the two exist in the same country? We're going to discuss that as well. But let me clear up some narratives about socialism, well, people that speak against it. They say that socialism is a society that's high in taxes, that everybody get paid the same. And the fact of the matter is this. Let's say what they say about socialism is 100% true. Let's say the taxes are high, and let's say everybody gets paid the same. When you compare that to a capitalist system, where you have 1% of the population controlling 70% of the wealth, when you look at 50% of the population is either at, near, or below the poverty level. When you look at this capitalist system here, $38 trillion in debt. And yet these people are still sitting up here complaining about the fear of a socialist society. But even if what they say is true, that everybody gets paid the same in a socialist society, and the taxes are high, the benefit of that is the fact that it's all agreed upon by the people. The people decide on what their taxes are. The people decide on how they're going to be funded and how they're going to be how their essential needs are going to be provided for. The people decide that. So if everybody gets paid the same, the people agreed. If the taxes are high, the people agreed. There's a safety net in society, in a socialist system. But in the capitalist system, he who has the money decides how you live. He who has the money has the authority over you to determine how you go through life. So if given a choice, what will you choose? Well, you can contribute to how your society is and how it proceeds through life, or live in another society where it's determined for you. You make no decisions on your own. Like I said in the last video when I was talking about socialism and capitalism, one of the comments came up and was saying, why do we even need a government in the first place? And the thing is this. The problem with this country is 250 years old. And it has been on the wrong path throughout from the beginning. But longevity is no excuse for continuing this stupid way of life. The system of government is important, and I'm going to give you a good example of that. When you have this country that manufactures food, and they ship these products and services to other countries, but they have to meet the standard of the receiving country. And if the food that America ships to other countries don't meet their standards, guess what? That government stops them. Because that government is in place to look after the needs and interests of the people. But because we live in a capitalist society that's run by capitalists, and we have an unaccountable governing body, and we have a private job sector that's not connected to the government, this country manufactures goods and services that they will feed to their people. that will be fed to their babies. But when they take that same food to try to send it to other countries, they are rejected. They won't put American products on their shelves. They won't put American products in the hands of their consumers. They won't put American products in the mouths of their children. Why? Because it don't meet the standards that they set for their people. So what does America do? Does it raise their standard of manufacturing food? No. They manufacture food for Americans, and they manufacture food for other countries. And what's acceptable here is not acceptable there. But they still sell it to us. This is why in this country here you could pay more for a bottle of water than you can a pop. You grow food that their seeds can't even reproduce themselves. That's the difference between having a governing system that's accountable to its people and one that's not. Here you have black people protesting their rights, freedoms, and privileges. But who are they protesting? They're protesting businesses, not the government. The government is in place to guarantee and protect the needs and interests of the people. If Target, Walmart, Dunkin' Donuts, Dairy Queen, whoever it is that's depriving black people of their rights, freedoms, and privileges, it's the government's job to get them straight. And why is that? Because we pay for the government to protect our interests. And if the government is not protecting our interests, then what are we paying them for? So we're going to have some serious discussions about this. And when I get home, I'm going to do my first live. And that's going to be my gift to my people. Because see, right now, as this new year approach, I want this to be the last year that we talk about research. Because we have gathered enough information. And right now we have seen the results of the choices that we have made. And it is time to put all this information into action. And next year should be the year of accountability for us. We need to start putting ourselves first based on the information that we have already gathered, and we know what's true and what's not true. Because I'm tired of sitting up here going back and forth while the powers that be still continue their manipulative ways. Our people know no peace, no prosperity. This has got to stop. So like I said, when I get home, I'm gonna do my first live. I'm gonna have a real discussion with our people. We're gonna go through over all these issues. And I hope you join me and be a participant in the conversation. So I hope everybody have enjoyable holidays, and like I said, let's welcome this new year in. And I'm gonna end this video here. And as always, these are my thoughts, my opinions. I invite you to leave yours in the comments, and I'll see you in my next video. Ashe.